Hello guys, welcome back to Heroes Return channel. As usual, we are back with the long-awaited Tokyo Revenger story. In this video, we will discuss in full chapter 215 of the Tokyo Revenger manga. Before we start, don't forget to click subscribe, like, share and press the notification bell so you are always updated and get other interesting info. The review of the previous episode in chapter 214. Finally the Rokuhara Tandai gang and also the Brahman gang withdrew after making the traffic jam downstream on the road longer. Likewise with Takemichi, Inui and Draken also returned to the D&D workshop. In the middle of the trip, Draken said that he was very happy because Takemichi was still who he used to be, as well as Takemichi said, "I'm also glad you haven't changed, Draken-kun." Then, there is an important thing that Draken said to Takemichi, that he is currently a member of the Brahman gang. Takemichi is surprised that Draken is hiding his secret so tightly. Entering chapter 215, from outside the D&D motorcycle shop, the sky was still filled with heavy rain. Takemichi still feels shocked and confused by Draken, who turns out to be a member of the Brahman gang. Seeing this, Inui gave Takemichi a drink to calm his mind and comfort him. Takemichi also opened the conversation that today was quite a tiring day. Inui casually answered the same and also said that today was a very chaotic day. In the midst of the conversation, Takemichi asked Inui about the whereabouts of Draken, who had not appeared in the room since his arrival at D&D Motors. Inui casually said that Draken was with several Brahman members outside his shop who might be discussing Takemichi, who would be recruited into the Brahman gang. Takemichi swiftly left the shop. But Inui immediately shouted to stop Takemichi's footsteps and said that he was worried about Draken. Takemichi was confused by Inui's words. There was an important thing that Inui said to Takemichi, that the Brahman gang was not like an ordinary motorcycle gang, but Brahman was more like a Yakuza gang filled with adults and also not free from bad rumors. Inui reminded to always be careful. After trying to get out of the shop, Takemichi finally meets Draken. And how shocked Takemichi is because there is a commotion between Draken and one of the Brahman gang members, Akashi Takeyomi. Draken told Akashi never to involve Hanagaki Takemichi in Brahman affairs and also interfere with the former Toman members in battle. From here we can see the courage of Draken, who wants to protect Takemichi from being re-involved into the world of delinquents. But on the one hand, Akashi Takeyomi does not dare to fight Draken, because he is the former founder of the Black Dragon and also the vice president of the Brahman gang. His goal was for peace and also to recruit Hanagaki Takemichi. Takemichi shouted and asked to stop the fight and asked for an explanation of what Draken meant. Takemichi asked the meaning of what Draken and Akashi were talking about and asked for all these explanations from the start. Suddenly from behind came a voice from someone who was unexpectedly Kawaragi Senju. Senju finally told from the beginning that his goal was to save Miki and also for the Brahman gang's goal, namely to destroy the Kanto Manji gang. Senju said that currently Draken and Brahman had the same goal. After Senju was Akashi's turn to explain. Akashi said that he really liked and was interested in the ambition shown by Takemichi in the previous chapter. Even though he was weak and didn't have any strength, Takemichi dared to declare his intentions in front of the Brahman and Rokuhara Tandai gang without the slightest hesitation. Akashi also explained that the goal of the Brahman gang is not to become the strongest gang in all of Japan. Brahman has absolutely no intention of controlling the territory of other gangs. The main goal of the Brahman gang is to create an era of good delinquents. The era of delinquents was like in the glory of the first generation of Black Dragons. Akashi continued his conversation that the era of delinquents in Kanto Manji gang is different from Tokyo Manji. If the Tokyo Manji gang wants to change the era of good delinquents. But Kanto Manji gang has no purpose, only bad gang, and Brahman's goal is to eradicate the bad gang that. If Takemichi joins the bad gang, then Brahman will go forth to eradicate himself and the bad gangs. In the next panel, Senju also reminds Takemichi that if he is currently unable to do anything and also can't fight, how can he save Miki if he only has determination despite having big ambitions and goals? Takemichi can't do anything if he just fights alone. Senju continued his conversation. If Takemichi really wants to save Miki, then Brahman is happy to accept and help Hanagaki Takemichi. Hearing Senju's words, Draken was very angry and apologized to Takemichi for everything being messed up like this. Seeing Draken's anger, Senju couldn't stay still. With a change in his facial expression, Senju said, "If Draken wants to solve this with violence, then come on, we will kill each other." In the midst of the debate between Brahman and Draken, again Takemichi shouted to calm them all and then told Draken that he was ready to become a member of Brahman. This of course surprised Draken. After all his efforts to protect Takemichi and avoid the world of delinquents, Takemichi finally decided himself to join Brahman's gang. Next panel, Akashi tries to calm and understand Draken by saying his goal to stop Kanto Manji along with his closest friends is the best way, without resorting to violence. Draken reminded Takemichi not to misunderstand, the reason he joined Brahman was because he had the same goal. Finally, Draken congratulated Takemichi by shaking hands for joining Brahman. At the end of this chapter, Senju smiled because he managed to recruit Takemichi. Senju gives his umbrella to Takemichi and congratulates him on joining the Brahman gang. Senju also said that at this time the Brahman gang would protect him. Seeing this, Takemichi was surprised and just fell silent. Akashi also said the same thing if the real journey had just begun. Before leaving the location, Senju said that he really likes Takemichi. Senju also invites Takemichi to attend the Brahman gang meeting tomorrow. Senju asked Takemichi to come to Shibuya Station at 3 p.m. the next day, and Senju himself would accompany Takemichi to come to the Brahman gang meeting. In the next panel, Takemichi was already at Shibuya Station at exactly 3 p.m. From behind there was someone who was surprising while saying his apologies for waiting. However, Takemichi was confused because behind him was a woman who was very similar to Kawaragi Senju. So is it Kawaragi Senju or his sister? That's all from Heroes Return channel. What do you guys think about them? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you like this video, don't forget to hit like, share, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you won't miss interesting story from us. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.